Hi, everybody. My name is Jessica Graham, and I'm going to talk to you about the culmination of our trimester in ethics in healthcare. So the first phase of our course was Kidder's moral courage model and how it comes into play in healthcare. So for me, as an athletic trainer, I actually use this more often than I thought. So for me, I didn't think I used this that often, and I use it all the time. Especially as an athletic training student, I used it a lot, and now I bring it into my profession more often, and I want to use it when I'm talking to doctors and people who, since athletic training is a growing profession, don't really respect athletic training. So for me, the way I used it before, I was a phase one, so that's pure observation. And I saw a athlete who was clearly concussed get put back in the game. So I walked up to the head football athletic trainer and told him, "Hey, that kid's not okay. He is not ready to go back in." And the athletic trainer brushed me off and said, "Oh, he's just dumb. That's just how he normally is. He's okay." And that gobsmacked me. I was just so offended and so just not okay that guy would just put that athlete's life at risk. He was clearly concussed, and he was clearly not healthy, and that he would just put him back in. So after that game, I immediately went to the head of the athletic training program and told him exactly what was going on, and was like, "I will not work another football game until this is taken care of. We need to make sure that concussion protocols are being followed, because these kids' lives are at stake, and I will not continue to be a part of this if that is the case." So as a beginning student, to even be able to muster up that courage to be able to do that, looking back on it now, I'm really proud of myself. But that's something that I want to carry on with other professionals, and just in the profession in general, stand up for myself and take that with me. So phase two of the course was looking at Grey's Anatomy or TV shows, and looking at their ethical dilemmas and analyzing them and seeing what could have gone wrong, what could have been done better, and kind of looking into that. And I'm not really going to go into this too in depth, because we all looked at them and we all did it. But basically, I looked at two Grey's Anatomy ones. I'm a big fan of Grey's Anatomy, so I was very familiar with these. We kind of talked about these also when we did our video discussions. Organ donations, is it right? Is it wrong? Death row patients, are they right? Are they wrong? Organ, paying for organ donations. It's kind of a similar topic. So I don't really want to go into it again. Personally, I think it was okay to donate a death row patient's organs, because he was going to die anyway, and his organs were going to go to waste. So I'm just going to go into phase three. Phase three of the course was talking about ethical distress, and I'm again going to talk about athletic training, because I am an athletic trainer and that's where my experience lies. So for me, the subject that I talked about, which I also used for my scenario, I have witnessed an athletic trainer saving other athletes' medication from surgeries or from past injuries, and saw him giving that medication to other athletes when they got injured. And that's a felony. At the time, I did not report it because that particular athletic trainer was notorious for taking his anger out on the students and getting them kicked out of the program, and I really was afraid of those repercussions coming back on me. And I didn't want to risk getting kicked out of the program. And looking back now, I really wish I would have. He is now no longer in that position. He has been reported, and I really wish I would have been the one to have done that. And I now, in the future, if I ever see an athletic trainer, one, giving out medication that they're not supposed to be giving out, two, saving athletes' medication for any reason, that's not okay. I mean, if they're holding an athlete's medication for them, that's one thing, but they should only be giving it to that athlete, period. That's it. And really, they shouldn't have it in the first place. But that's a whole nother topic. Yeah, it's a felony. Just don't do it. So I'm going to talk about phase 4, which was professional leadership and ethical leadership. Again, going to talk about my athletic training program. So I don't know if this is all programs, but for mine, we were kind of just thrown out to the wolves and expected to learn on our own. It might just be, for me, I'm a kinesthetic learner. I learn by doing. Maybe they thought that's how all people are. I don't know. But in my program, they gave me a softball team, said, this is your team, go. Obviously, if there is an emergency, we are here for you, but this is your team. Which is kind of cool, because you get to be on your own and experience what it's like to have your own team. But it's also really scary when you're still a student and you don't really know how everything works. So I had an athlete who was experiencing lower back pain. She came in for an eval. What she was saying was hurting wasn't matching with what the special tests were showing. Things weren't just matching up, and I was very confused. So I went to my head athletic trainer and I was like, hey, things aren't making sense. Please, can you help me? And instead of walking me through what tests needed to be done, they basically just said, keep her here, figure it out. You've got time. So they made me keep her there for 3 hours or so, putting her through a ton of special tests that put her through way more pain than she needed to go through, which to me is just not ethical, and it's just not right. These kids have lives and homework and things that they needed to do, and keeping them there from 1 p.m. till 6 p.m. is just not right. And I know that they were trying to teach me a lesson and teach me that sometimes these things do take longer than they should, and that there are other tests that need to be done than just the cookie cutter, this is a back eval, whatever. But still, it's not right. So what I took from it is that that's just not how I would do things in the future. That's not how I would want to teach students and everything. I know I'm running long, so I really appreciated this semester with you guys. I look forward to working with you in the future, and have a great holiday. Bye.